Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Precious and this is Precious Reads. This is my December TBR. It is a bit late, but there's been constant construction outside my building and constant drilling that I hadn't had the opportunity to record this. Now I've got like a few minutes before they begin again, so let's get through it. Now I'm going to, instead of just making this a TBR and making it very concrete, I'm going to get some inspiration from Pretty Bookish, a YouTube channel by South African booktuber, which I will link her YouTube channel below because I absolutely love her. I'm gonna make this a possibilities pile, so here we go. The first book that I want to pick up this December is Yours for Christmas by Lillian Monroe. Now this is apparently a royal Christmas romance with a baby surprise in it. I don't know much. It's a short novella. I think it's about 150 pages, but it is a royal duke who doesn't have the funds to maintain his lifestyle, falling in love with somebody who is or has the funds. Let's see. I'm really excited and I want to read a lot of Christmas romances. You'll see on my TBR I have a lot of Christmas romances and I would like to pick up some Christmas romances in December. I don't usually read Christmas romances because I've never been like, nothing has been appealing to me, but this time I'm going to try. The next one that I'm going to pick up is Talia Hibbert because I've been enjoying Talia Hibbert recently. I really have been enjoying Talia Hibbert. The next one that I'm going to pick up is Wrapped in You. So this is a like enemies to lovers or ice princess verse. So this is sort of a guy falls in love or has always had a crush on his best friend's sister, and he's a big celebrity. He's used to women falling at his feet, but she doesn't, and so this is surprising to him. I think this is going to be a really funny romance, like a really strong female protagonist and a really silly, beautiful, I'm supposed to be the number one guy around sort of male lead. So I am excited for that. It's also by Talia Hibbert, so I know I'm going to love it. The next book that I want to pick up is Krampus, the Yule Lord by Bram Gerard, I think it is. The antithesis of Santa Claus is Krampus. Perfect. I watched the Krampus movie and I loved it a lot. I love horror movies in general, and seeing this in book form, it really appealed to me because I want to see if I can feel the same emotions that I did when I watched the movie, and the movie was excellent. I think it came out in 2016. Really good. Really traumatic and scary. Krampus is just taking and kidnapping everybody. So yeah, that's the next one. I don't really know what this particular book is about, if it's following a particular family, but it's about Krampus. The next book that I want to pick up is Vampire D. Vampire D is an anime that I watched a long time ago. Well, it is an anime that was from light novels. And I love Vampire D. He's just beautiful and damn pure and fights injustices of the world. So I want to read it in book form. I really did love the movies. There was Bloodlust and there was Vampire D. Enjoyed both of them. Really 80s anime, but it was really good. So I'm looking forward to reading the novelization of that and finding out a little bit more about Vampire D. Like, do we ever find out his origins? Do we find out who is his father? It was a hint to it. I think there was a hint to who his father may be in Bloodlust, but it was never really truly revealed. And I want to see more of this world. It's like 3,000 years from now, everything's been destroyed, and I've heard that there are some alien drama in it as well, so yay. The next book that I want to pick up is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I'm currently reading that. I'm about 120 pages into The Final Empire. I've tried to pick this book up many times, and I always sort of stop at the 50 to 60% mark. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I don't like heist stories. I don't like, whether they're in book form, whether they're in TV form, whether they're in movie form. I've never loved heist stories. They just don't appeal to me at all. So yeah, The Final Empire, I'm really hoping this time I'll actually finish it, because I do love the characters of Vin. I do love Calcia. I do like the little band. So far I've read that I remember, so far, because back then I can't remember what I read back in the day. The band is coming together and they're discussing actually going ahead with the heist. So I'm really excited. The next one that I would like to pick up is also Oathbringer. This is part 1. I know everybody's hyped for Rhythm of War, and I want to be hyped too. I want to be excited too. But this is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. It is book 3 in the Stormlight Archives, and this is book 3, part 1. This is the UK edition, so it's split in 2. I also have the US paperback back, but Lord, reading the humongous, no, it's just no. So I got these, so it's easier to take to work and easier to keep in my bag, and easier to just like go to the park and sit like a human being with like this. Yeah, I don't like the cover. I prefer the covers of the US editions, but I'm excited to get into this book. I loved Words of Radiance. It ended on such a high note, and I want to know, guys, Adeline. I want to know what's happening with Adeline. I want to know what's happening with everybody in this new, I don't want to spoil it, but you know, they've gone to another place. So I want to get this read. I don't know if I'm gonna get it read this month, but it is something that is in my possibilities of reading. Do you hear that? Literally, I wake up with this and go to bed with the sound. It is ongoing, and it doesn't look like they're anywhere near done. Okay, so the next book that I want to pick up is The Imperson by Brandon Sanderson. This is part, I think, of the Mistborn series. So I know nothing about this book. I was just in a bookstore recently and decided to pick it up because I heard Patrick Leo saying that this is really good, so I picked it up. I don't have a weekly wrap up for the last week of November because I've been in a bit of a slump. I think because I read so much in the first like 3 weeks of November, even with work and whatnot. I did read quite a bit, so I think my brain just needed to calm down. But I did pick up a few manga. One of the manga that I did pick up, so I picked up volume 1 of Prince Freya. Wow, this was kind of nice. I did not expect. So much happened in the first volume. So much happened in the first volume, and I was devastated because I was like, this doesn't happen in normal, like, happy-go-lucky shonen manga. People don't really, you know. And I was taken aback by that. I wasn't really into the story until that part, and then I was like, oh, so this is not your regular manga. So we follow Freya, who lives in this village called Tyrion, I think, and she lives with her mother who's very ill, and she, with the help of her community, sort of, you know, keep her family going. They donate food to her, they donate stuff, and she's very an adventurous young woman young lady who loves to climb trees, and she's just crazy. Not even crazy, she's just very adventurous, and she's always pushing the limits, and just to keep her mother, you know, alive, basically. And the community is a very close-knit community. However, in the outskirts and the outborders and others, smaller hamsteads, there is a I think it's another, it is an army moving into their land, their homeland, and a war is about to begin. But Freya and her community are really sheltered and are protected by the prince and Prince Edward, I think. And however, the warring is starting to affect them, and family friends come home to see Freya and also to check that everything is okay, because people are looking for Freya. She doesn't know this, and they sort of protect her. Things happen, she tries to protect them, goes back to the castle, finds the prince, and then swaps places with the prince because she looks similar to him. I haven't read any other volumes. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with this because I don't really particularly like this type of manga, but you know what, it was pretty interesting to begin with. Volume 1, I think I got to volume 2. Yes, I did volume 1 and volume 2 of Prince Freya, and I don't know if I'll continue with it. I want to know where the story goes. Why does she look like Prince Edward? How do they know who she is? And so on. And will she start to trust her second in command? And what happens to Alric, the brother, Aaron's brother? Like, does he also sort of find his place near Freya? I don't know if I'll continue with it. It's not my style, it's not my cup of tea, but let's see. The next the next manga that I read was Dreams at Dusk. This was just enlightening, heartbreaking, revolutionary, and educational. We follow a young man who is coming to terms with his sexual orientation, and he has a crush on another boy in school, but he hasn't revealed his feelings to this person, and he keeps him close to himself and just wants to be close to this person because he finds him attractive. But when we meet, I think his name is Tanake, he's a very closed off person. He keeps his feelings to himself because he's being bullied. And guys, high school is rough, and he keeps his feelings to himself, and he is contemplating taking his own life. And when he's on the brink of taking his own life, he meets somebody who actually he thinks does take their own life and jumps. And Tanake, his name, I'm missing his name, I've forgotten, sorry. He goes down to see if this person is okay, survived, how are they, and he finds that she's fine, and her name is Anonymous. And she introduces him to a group of people in this cafe or lounge that are in similar positions to him, or were in similar positions, but they're older, so they've sort of moved past it by accepting themselves and accepting society and accepting their situations and their different phases of their lives. You don't need to know or label yourself. Basically, that's the theme of Dreams at Dusk. It is, and trying to help someone find out or be confident. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, and there isn't the right words, there isn't the right formula. It's just that person going through life and finding that whatever's inside them to stand up for themselves and to make their own room in life and society. And we meet that with all the characters at their different stages of their lives, and it is crazy. We have such representation. We have gay, asexual, transgender characters. It is crazy that this slice of life manga had such hard-hitting themes and topics and delivered them and executed them so well. I would suggest that everybody reads Dreams at Dusk. It is a bit heartbreaking because these people, they go through challenges. We all go through challenges, but when it comes to self-identity and revealing your true nature to people and how difficult that can be, you have to respect them. You have to respect them. And you're going to, I did shed a tear or two. You're going to put the manga down, like, I need a break, I need a manga, I need a moment, because these are such heartbreaking real life situations that people go through. So I think these things have to be shared, and more now so than ever, because our society has become so, I thought we were being progressive, but this year has shown that we aren't as progressive as I assumed, and that we need to be more open-minded and more progressive and more just compassionate to each other. On that note, this is my December TBR as well as my weekly final week of November wrap-up. What are you reading? What did you enjoy? Did you pick up any of these books that I'm talking about? Leave your comments down in the comment section, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.